Ooh-wee. Oh-wee. Is this on? I'm going to have to edit this. I'm going to have to edit a beginning out of this, aren't I? Oh, gosh. Okay. Hey, guys. Every Ibis here. And this is actually the first video I'm making under this name, which is pretty interesting because I haven't even 100% confirmed it. I just saw this name and I'm like, oh, yeah, I like this name. Anyway. Guys, today, usually I was going to plan to make the first video of the channel, the start of my Reading Through the Bible series, but I decided you know what? Let's do one about toxic relationships, okay? Toxic and abusive relationships, because I've been seeing so many people on Facebook, Twitter. That's pretty much all I'm on right now. Actually, to be honest, I'm actually more on Twitter. But anyway, I've been seeing more and more people dealing with abusive relationships and everything like that. And I've had my fair share of abusive and toxic relationships, okay? Now, let's talk about this. Number one, the most important thing you need to know is that even if you are, just because they are not hitting you does not mean you are not in an abusive relationship. What that means is if look, there's toxic relationships, there's abusive relationships, like physically abusive and mentally abusive relationships. Don't be fooled by, look, if somebody ever tells you, oh, at least they're not hitting you. No. You're still, if somebody has to even say that to you, and you're constantly crying, you're upset in your relationship or something like that, and they say, oh, at least they're not hitting you, get rid of that person. Please, just, if they're a friend, a family member, a pastor, or a school teacher, whatever, a psychologist, if a psychologist ever say that to you, please report them. Get their asses fired, please. Just get them fired. They shouldn't be in where they're at right now. I actually had it was actually a school psychologist because I had to go to psychologist or therapist. Anyway, I had to go to the mental health therapist in high school. I'll just say that right now. And the last time I went was because she just told me to pretty much just kill myself. And to be honest, I don't even remember her name. I remember the therapist they had before her. She was a pretty cool chick, but her, I don't even remember her name. So yeah, that's how much she meant to me. I couldn't remember her name or anything like that. And if and anybody could be abused. Oh, okay, somebody's coming, and the main thing in my door that kind of scared me. Um, Anybody can be abused, okay? It doesn't always have to be a man abusing a woman. It could be a woman abusing a man abusing another man, woman abusing another woman. It could be a young person abusing an older person abusing a younger person. It doesn't matter, okay? People of any age, race, gender, religion, etc. can abuse or be abused, okay? Don't downplay it, okay? Guys, listen. It is especially for the men, or if you identify as a guy. Just listen to me. You could be the manliest man around. Everybody, all your guy friends could be like, yeah, you're so tough and you're strong and everything. But if you are being abused or anything like that, don't hold it in, okay? Don't be like, oh no, I gotta stay tough and I gotta like keep my head up and everything and I don't want to look like a sissy or nothing. No. Okay, no. No, you do not do that, okay? In the long run, it's only going to hurt you, okay? You don't need to bottle up the feelings, okay? You could tell people, you can seek help. That is one good thing I do like about the where we're heading in society right now, is letting guys open up and tell other people that it's like, hey, I'm being abused and stuff. I mean, it doesn't happen as often. I mean, they don't come out with it as often, but it's starting to become more acceptable for guys to be allowed to have feelings, guys being allowed to cry and everything like that. So, you know, it's yeah, it's yeah. I mean, if you're being abused or anything, yeah, just reach out to somebody, talk to somebody. There's psychological abuse, where I mean, there's some people that's scared, like, well, if I tell somebody, they're gonna come and they're gonna like kill me or my family or something like that. Um, I feel that that type of abuse should be somehow possibly recorded. If you know that they're going to go on a rage or something, if you got text messages or something saying that, I believe you should go to the police so that way you can be taken safely. Because it'll be, I feel that will probably be easier than to go and tell somebody that might run back and tell the psychotic person you're with, and then all hell breaks loose. Like, go to the cops, go to the fire department. I believe they're able to deal with that, or even a hospital. Okay, there's like, even if you don't want to go to the cops because you're like, no, the cops are bad. Except, look, you go to the fire department. You could go to the hospital. Okay, they're not gonna. If you're in an abusive relationship or something, if you're in danger, they're not gonna turn you away. Okay, they're not gonna turn you away. If they do, they're pretty much going to have a very hefty lawsuit on hand. Anyway, yeah, abusive relationships. Like I said, I've been into mentally abusive relationships. Um, there's some signs. Okay. Sometimes the signs aren't. You know what? Sometimes the signs and the flags are red. They're red and everything, and people are telling you no, get out of a relationship and everything like that. But so the first relationship I was in, I'm not gonna name any names or anything like that in case this actually like goes, in case my channel actually does get big or something like that. But he was a real cool guy. We met online. I went to live with him and everything, and then I learned that he was not as nice as I thought he was. Um, at the time, I didn't have my driver's license, and I was pretty far away from my family, so he was the only person I can depend on for pretty much anything. So I didn't have a car, so I couldn't get a job or anything. Plus, I never had job experience, and where I was living, it was very beneficial if you spoke both English and Spanish because of the extremely high Hispanic population there. And it got to the point sometimes where if I didn't um if I didn't do anything with him sexually, at this time I wasn't really fully aware of my how I felt about sex because at the time I was still a virgin. So I wasn't really sure about what I wanted to do sex wise, and as I got older, I pretty much learned that I'm not really all that hardcore into it, to be honest. Um, it'll happen every now and then, but my sex drive is extremely low, and I rather eat and play video games than have sex. I'm sorry, that actually kind of brings me a little bit more joy. But anyway, it pretty much got to the point where if I didn't do anything sexual with him, he wouldn't talk to me for days. And he'll like talk to his family and like talk to his dog and like talk to all these people and just completely ignore me for like a few days until I decide that yes, like yeah, let me like yeah, let me just like suck your tiny ass dick and just deal with that, I guess. Because I mean at the time, well, one thing I will say, he was okay with me not wanting to have actual vaginal intercourse or penetration, all that stuff. He was fine with it, but one of the main reasons why I told him I didn't want to do that was because he told me that if I ever got pregnant with him by him, he would force me to have an abortion, and I'm pretty yeah, that's not really my thing. So it's like, well, since you're gonna do that, you ain't getting in. I'm sorry. Like I don't want to like make a mistake, get pregnant, and the next thing I know, I'm being forced to have an abortion because of you. So yeah. So um that's pretty much how one thing he did. He was very Another flag is if they're very double standard. Um, I wasn't allowed to. I wasn't allowed to like my desktop background usually had like anime guys on there. I think I had like a cast of Yu Yu Hakusho on there, and he said I had to change it because it had guys on it, and I'm not allowed to look at any other guy but him. But he's allowed to look at any woman he wanted to and everything like that because he's a guy and that's what manly men do and everything. And it was just pretty much that for a few months. Luckily for me, I was only with them. I was only with him for only a few months before I was able to actually come back home. Um, but that's a whole different story right there. Um, that is pretty much using stuff against you, like using sex to try to get you what you want. That's abusive in a relationship. Guys saying that you can't do this, but I can, etc. You just those are red flags. You don't want that's a good, very good form of control and everything. And needless to say, even though I was only with him for a few months or so, the whole entire if you don't do this, if you don't have sex or do sexual stuff with me, I won't talk to you for a long time has actually mentally messed me up for the current relationship I'm in now. I mean, I'm pretty much engaged, pretty much married. We were supposed to get married, but the coronavirus thing ended up happening. But yeah, it that a relationship from because this was back in 2000 and this is back in 2009, 2010. It's 2021, and I'm still being like haunted with if I don't like my current fiance and I we've had back and forth and stuff and friction because of the whole sex thing and everything, but we've pretty much worked things out. But there's still in my mind that if he asks for it and if I don't give in after a while, like after a week or two, there's still a part of me that feels that if I don't cave in, that he's going to ignore me and it's not really all that fun and everything, and I pretty much spiral into a slight depression. And even like I said, that was over 10 years ago, that relationship I was in, and it's still impacting me mentally to this day. And the relationship I'm in now, I've been in for years. It's like a toxic, mentally abusive relationship that lasted less than a year is still impacting me 10 years later in a relationship I've been in for about 7 years now. Okay, so I mean, people, even like what people say, at least he's not hitting you or something, they don't realize that even mental abuse can pretty much screw you over as as bad. I mean, if you're being mentally abused or been mentally abused, you can't let it control and ruin your entire life. You still gotta it takes time, obviously. It takes a lot of time, but you can't you can't stop your happiness because of it, okay? There's happiness and there's other things out there in the world for you, you know? You gotta do good thing. You gotta go out there. You gotta survive. You gotta maybe even tell your story one day online for other people, so they can, they can be like, hey, yeah, like I could. It's like, yeah, that's cool. This could give me strength. This could give me some type of motivation, and yeah. Um, Another relationship I was in, I actually got out of this relationship not too long ago. It was the person I'm with now. We broke up because of the friction I mentioned earlier. We broke up for about a year. During that year, um, that we were broken up, I was with another person, and it seemed great. I mean, I won't lie. It seemed pretty good. He paid attention to me. He played whatever game I wanted to play. He played with me. Um, his family was pretty awesome. They all liked me. Anywhere I wanted to go, he would go with me. Anything I wanted to do, he would let me do and do with me, etc. It seemed awesome. It seemed like I had like a best friend and everything like that. Yeah. Um, Yeah, that was a yeah, it sounds good. It sounds like a perfect relationship. Wow, this person that's like catering to me and doing everything I want to do and everything. It sounds so freaking awesome and everything, you know? It was not. It so um there's another type of abuse. It's control. Like control of everything. I always when I was younger, I always told myself I would never get in a relationship with somebody that would make me cut relationships with my friends. Because I would always have like guy friends and stuff, play RuneScape with me or something like that. And as soon as they got a girlfriend or got engaged, they would be like, well, I have to delete you off of Facebook or this or that because my girlfriend or fiance doesn't want me having any girls on my Facebook page, etc. I'm all like, that's stupid. That's stupid. You know, to this day, that is still stupid, okay? That is right there, that's a red flag. That is a red flag. But the thing is, if you're so if you're when you're in love with somebody, you ignore the red flags or create excuses. Like, I'll give you a good example with part of this relationship that I was in. Um, so he didn't want me the guy I was with, he didn't want me being alone with any of my exes. Fine. Okay, you know what? That's cool. You know what? That's cool. That's understandable. Whatever. Whatever. So it's like I agree. It's like, okay, fine. I won't be alone with my exes at all. No big deal. So my ex, now current fiance, okay. Um, he invited me to lunch because, I was allowed to still be friends with my exes, but I can't be alone with them. So he invites me out to lunch. And it's like, okay, cool. No big deal. I'll go to lunch with you. No big deal. Now, I'm thinking in my head, not being alone means just me and him, just 1% alone. Going to a restaurant does not equal alone to me because there's like a lot of other people there. And so now let me explain this as well. I went to lunch with my ex now fiance. I'm just gonna call him my fiance just because like that's what he is now. So I went to lunch with my fiance, and boyfriend called, the then boyfriend, he called asking me where. No, I had told him, it's like, well, I'm going to have lunch with XYZ, and he's like, no, you can't. It's like, well, it's like I'm not gonna be alone. So I go and have lunch, and then we're still texting while I'm getting lunch with my fiance, and so he now he calls me and he's yelling at me. He's all like, "I told you to not be alone with the with your exes and stuff." I'm like, dude, I'm not alone. I literally in a restaurant. Like, I'm not there. You are alone with them. It's like, dude, there's like a lot of people here, and the thing is, like, he's yelling so loud that my fiance can actually hear him. You can actually hear him. He's like kind of like got like a wow. This guy's like kind of like a douchebag look on his face and everything. And like he's yelling at me, say like, "You're alone with him. You're cheating on me. You're on a date with him." It's like it's not a date. He's like, "Yes, it is." Okay, so let me explain something to you. My work schedule at the time was from 8 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon. Okay, from 8 to 5. I went to have lunch with my fiance at 6 because I got off work 5, traffic, everything, me and my 6. I considered it as lunch. No, this is a psychopath said it was dinner and I was cheating on him because I was having dinner with my ex. It's like, no, it's like I'm trying to explain. I'm like, dude, I can't have quote unquote lunch at 12 o'clock because I'm at work. But he's like, no, 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 you're cheating on me, etc., etc. And it's like, okay, whatever. And he gets mad and like hangs up on me. Okay. So yeah, my fiance like looking at me like, that's a huge red flag right there. And I'm all like, no, 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 it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. He's fine. He's fine. I'm just making up all these excuses for this dick. I'm just making it like, no, 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 it's okay. It's fine. He's upset. I'll talk to him. No, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. My fiance's like, okay, whatever. No big deal. Whatever. Anyway, so as time goes on, um, I realized that my ex at the time, the crazy dude. You know, I'm just gonna call him Psycho. Okay, that's kind of what it was. He was kind of psycho. Um, so Psycho kind of had a habit of. Remember I told you that anywhere I wanted to go, he'd go with me, etc., etc., etc. That's pretty much how it was. He literally would not let me go anywhere without him. The only place I was allowed to go without him was work, and I was pretty much at his house most of the time. I was pretty much at his house maybe all but 2 days. And the 2 days I wasn't there, I was at my mom's house because my mom and I, we lived together. We split rent and everything like that. And he would get hissy fits when I would go to when I would go home because he's like, I can't watch you there. I don't know what you're doing there. I don't know who you're talking to there. It's like, dude, what the hell? It's like every time I'm on my phone, what are you doing? Who you talking to? What are you guys talking about? Who you talking to? It's like, I'm talking to this person. Oh, it's a guy? What's his name? Where does he live? How old is he? I was talking to, okay, so I have a friend online. He's probably gonna actually see this video. I have a friend online. I call him Speedy. I think on YouTube he's Tommy the Lion. And I would talk to him from time to time. I would text him. I mean, we would text him. We're cool. We've been pretty cool the past few years. There is a huge age difference between us. Let me just say that right now. He's like kind of like a little brother to me. Actually, his mother's only a couple years older than me, so I see him like a little brother slash son. And at this time, Tommy is 16. He's 16. Here I am, freaking. No, he was 16 at the time. No, I think he was. Either way, he was underage of 18. I'm freaking 30. I was freaking 30. And this grown ass man, Psycho, is, I think he's about 38, 39. He is right now jealous that I'm talking to somebody that's under the age of 18 because he's scared I'm going to cheat on him with him. What? Why? It's like, no, red flag. It's like, how immature do you need to be jealous of a minor? It's like, I mean, somebody's probably like, oh, wow, you're talking to somebody that young. It's part of the Pokemon community. You're going to be dealing with people of different ages, okay? Especially if you grew up with Pokemon, okay? Anyway, there's that instance. I posted a picture of pork chops or something. An online friend of mine commented, a guy online friend commented, saying, oh, I can cook better for you or something like that. And Psycho went off. He freaked out. He's like, who's this? Why is he commenting this? Block him, do this, do that, unfriend him, etc. It's all like, I mean, I had to like jump hoops for this dude that I would have probably, if I was in the outside looking in, I'd be like, girl, you crazy. You are crazy. Why are you doing this? Psycho pretty much he was very controlling. Um, Everything I did, he wanted to do with me. He had a tight leash on me. And it was tragic. It was horrible. I mean, in the beginning it was fine and everything because I was like drunk off the relationship and all that stuff. And the fact that he pretty much was okay with me not wanting to do anything sexual. So I mean, he was okay with that, and that was another thing that was like driven to him about. It's like, I don't have to feel pressured into doing anything sexual. I mean, by this time I already lost my virginity years ago anyway. But the thing is, sex wasn't really a big part of our relationship. So yeah, that was like one thing I was drunk into the relationship about was that, because there wasn't that stress to try to satisfy him in that way if I didn't want to. So there was that. Um, so we ended up breaking up. Now, let me explain how we broke up. Hang on, gotta open the sun kiss. Gotta open the sun kiss, you know. Hang on. Oh, okay. Oh, here's how we broke up. I had Verizon, a phone plan Verizon. My phone bill was about, with the phone, the plan, etc. My phone bill was about $130 something a month. Um, at the time, I was having a hard time paying it because I also had gotten a, not really by choice, I got a brand new car because that's what my credit was able to quote unquote give me for a loan. So I had that. I had a brand new car payment. I had insurance, so I had full coverage. So that was, the car payment was about $400. The insurance was about $200. The phone plan was about $100 something. In my defense, I had a phone plan before the new car and everything, so I was able to afford it at the time when I got it. That's my defense right there. I had taken out a loan, so I was paying I was paying like, I think like $120 every other week. So that pretty much, and that's with a job paying about, I think I was making about $13 an hour at the time. So, oh, and I also had $600 rent to a month to pay. So something had to go. Something had to go. So I did my phone plan because my uncle had the T-Mobile phone family plan where it was like $30. You get everything for free. Everything free for $30. Awesome, cool, neat. So I checked. Oh gosh, please don't start crying. Boo, boo, you're fine. Okay, I think it's okay. Maybe, I don't know. I think it's fine. Anyway, so I go to my uncle's phone plan. $30, etc. I have a chance to change my number. Awesome, cool, because, debt collectors, they, like, call you and everything like that. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll change my number. So, oh, no, 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 no. What are you doing? Oh, shoot. I don't know if he's about to cry or if he's just wiggling around. Okay, he was just wiggling around. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Um, so I get a new number. But here's the thing, my Verizon plan was gonna drop because of like non-payment in about 3 weeks or so. And, hang on, I gotta pause this. Okay, so the phone plan was so I changed my phone number. My Verizon phone wasn't going to drop for another 3 weeks. So I figured, why give out my new number when I'm not gonna use it for another 3 weeks? I tell Psycho. I'm all like, okay, so I got a new phone. It has a new number. But I'm not gonna give my number out to anybody until I start using it, because there's no point on giving people a new number that I'm not gonna use for a phone I'm not gonna use until I use it. Okay, so that happened on Friday, I believe. And then it happens on Friday. I don't hear anything back from him. I had to pick up his cat. I picked up his cat on Friday because he lost power. He didn't want the cat to be in the heat. So I picked the cat up on Friday. Gave the cat back on Sunday because my cat wasn't getting along with his cat, and I was kind of scared that because his cat was still pretty much a kitten, and my cat was a 8-year-old chunk lord and everything like that, all nice and chunky. Yeah, I was scared like a little kid. I was terrified for it. So I gave the cat back on Sunday. He didn't really text me. I would text him every now and then. I would just get one actual responses and everything like that. So on Thursday, I was like, well, do you want me to come over this weekend, etc., etc.? And he's like, no. He texted me. He's like, oh no. I just want you to come get your stuff and breaking up with you because I can't trust you, etc. I'm like, what do you mean you can't trust me? He's like, oh, you got a new. It's like, I've been waiting for you to text me the new number to your new phone, and you never did. So I don't know if you're using a number to text other people or talk to other guys behind my back, etc. So I can't trust you. So I don't want to be with you anymore. I'm all like, dude, I told you, like, why would I give away a number to a phone I'm not even using? Like, why would I do that? Okay, why the hell would I do that? But yeah, he breaks up with me because I didn't give him a phone number to a phone I was not using. Now, here's the funny thing. Okay, so throughout our relationship, he was more hurting financially than I was. I had a few extra dollars. I was able to help him out with groceries and all that stuff, phone payments, etc., etc. I was able to help him out with that and all that stuff. This was before I had issues with the phone and the car and everything like that. Um, so I was able to help him out and everything. So his mom and her boyfriend kind of like got him stuck in a pickle and everything with the electric bill and all that stuff. He actually asked me if I could get an electric bill in his house in my name. I told him no. I told him that I believe that my name is on the electric bill at the apartment. At my apartment, my mom's. It was not, but he didn't know that. Let's keep that in a vibe. This was about 3 weeks before we broke up. He also asked me to, okay, so you're probably gonna think I'm pretty stupid for this, but he was trying to get a new car because his car was pretty much falling apart and everything like that. His family wanted to help co-sign for it. I tried to help co-sign for it, but my credit was so bad it denied it, which is good. This was actually a few months before we broke up. So, so his parents moved, his mom and her boyfriend moved out. Then he got his friend to move in with him. His friend was able to cover half the bills and everything like that. Like I said, he tried to ask me to get the phone in my name and everything like that. I could not. But I just find it funny that after he was able to get this person that can help him out financially is when he tossed me. It's like, so you're doing better now financially and you don't need me anymore, so you gotta think of a worse way to, like, really, dude, really? Okay, that's cool. He did me a favor. To be honest, he did me a favor. Because I was thinking about breaking up with him anyway, but I decided, like, well, maybe we'll give the relationship a better chance or something. He ended up breaking up with me a few days after I considered breaking up with him. So he did me a favor. I went back to my ex, which is now fiance, and everything, and yeah, I've been pretty damn happy ever since. I'm really glad that he freed me from that hellhole of a relationship, cause yeah, but yeah, sometimes people will be with you to take stuff from you, and it's not until they get something better that they decide they no longer need you. And that's another type of abusive relationship. I don't know what it's called, but it's a type of abusive relationship. Yeah, look, toxic relationship, like I said before, toxic and abusive relationships are everywhere. You just gotta recognize the red signs. You have to, another thing, one thing that could get you into abusive relationships is having very low self-esteem, okay? That's what happened in my first one. The first abusive relationship, I had really low self-esteem of myself and everything. I was pretty much bullied most of my life. From like probably about like 5th grade to high school. I was pretty much bullied and made fun of and everything. So my self-esteem was not the best. So I was the person where when April Fool's Day came around, all the guys would walk up to me, like ask to date me and stuff like that. Like guys I thought was cute. They knew I thought they were cute. I'll say yes, and then they were like April Fools. They start laughing and stuff, and I walk by guys and I just overhear them with their friends like, oh, I dare you to ask her out. Like, oh, you ask her out. I dare you to ask her. I was pretty much that chick right there. So, I pretty much try to what he would say, try to get what you could get. It's like I'll be with anybody that's willing to be with me because I didn't feel I deserve to be with anybody because um that's pretty much how the people in school made me feel that I didn't really deserve anybody good because I was just pretty much like a joke to them and everything, and I wasn't I wasn't good enough to be with, to flirt with, or anything like that, or nothing like. And yeah, they didn't really look at me or want to. Yeah, I mean, I had a boyfriend in high school. I won't lie. I had a boyfriend in high school. We're friends to this day. Actually, we are friends to this day. We did have a rough patch. In his graduating year because he was a year older than me. Um, I'm talking about the. By the way, I'm talking about if you guys know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about this past tense. Past before 2016. Um, no rude gendering right now. Um, yeah. We've been pretty much good friends. Still. Since then, and the relationship we were in wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. I was just very immature at the time. I was just very I was just very immature, kind of really weird and awkward at the time. So the relationship didn't really work out. But I'm kind of glad because um, now she's engaged and everything. She's found herself. Clearly she's found herself. I went from he pronouns to she pronouns. She's very happy. I'm happy for her. She found somebody. I found somebody. So I mean, yeah, it works. It works out. It works out. Even when you feel down on yourself, it may take a while. I mean, look. Okay, so look. Um, People may feel that it's like oh I'm single and it sucks. It sucks. Everybody around me is having kids, having a family and everything. I mean, I got friends in high school. They not really friends, more like associates because I haven't talked to them since high school. So I got associates in high school that they have kids now. Their kids is like 10 years old and like older than 10 and everything. And I just had my first one last year. So life isn't a race, okay? Life isn't a race. You gotta probably go your own pace and everything. But when you consider, I went from okay, so my boyfriend in high school, we broke up in 2000 and 2004. 2004, 2005, because he graduated. 2004 we broke up. Because he graduated 2006. Yeah. The 2000, yeah, 2004, 2000, something around that time, okay? After that, I was with the dude in Texas. And I was with him from 2009 from like mid 2009 to late 2010. So I was with him for about a year and a half. I said a few months, but it was actually a year and a half. Now, oh my gosh, darn it, Amazon. Um, After that, I was with some dude. I was a guy at Job Corps for like a few months. That doesn't really count. And then I met my current fiance in 2012. May 2012 is when I met him. We didn't start dating until around July the next year or so. No, we started dating June the next year. So that was over a year I knew him. Didn't start dating until like over a year. And we were together until 2019, 18, 19. I wasn't 30 yet, so I wasn't 30 yet, so that makes it 2018 when we broke up. We broke up in 2018. We got back together in 2018. Got back together late 2019, and we've been together since. But the thing is, even though, I mean, it may take a while for you to actually find somebody. I mean, I mean, when I didn't realize that I was with the right person until I was with psychopaths. So that there was some good that came out of that relationship. We didn't realize um how much we meant to each other until I got into that relationship. So, sometimes, I mean, I'm not saying like, oh yeah, you're in an abusive relationship. You're going to learn from this. Yes and no. You may learn something from that relationship. You may learn from it. You may find yourself. But to prevent being in those relationships, I gotta tell you to first find yourself. Love yourself. Know your worth. Know what you will and will not tolerate in a relationship. And stand firm on that, okay? You gotta stand firm on what your rules are. You should set rules for yourself and be firm with them. Like I said, I did say that I would not date somebody that will make me lose contact of my friends. And like an idiot, I still did that. I did not stand firm on my beliefs because I was too much in love with that person. No, don't do that. See, my grandma gave me this really important lesson that I did not follow back then, but never love somebody more than you love yourself, okay? And God, depending on what religion you are, okay? So I'm not gonna be like, hey, you gotta love yourself and God more than anybody else, to like somebody that's like Buddhist or like Muslim or like atheist or something like that. Um, you know, you gotta put yourself above other people, okay? Love yourself more than you love other people, because it makes standing up for yourself a lot easier. If they leave you, if they hurt you, like if they leave you, like just completely like leave you and belittle you and stuff, it's not gonna hurt as much. I mean, it'll hurt a little bit, but I mean, it's like, you know your worth. You know what they're saying is complete. It's complete poo. Okay, you gotta love yourself. Okay, you gotta love yourself and everything. One thing I tell people online. One thing I've told kids online and everything, when they say that people are treating them badly, people are making fun of them and stuff like that, I tell them this thing. What does that person do for you? Okay? And you're probably wondering, well, what do you mean, what does that person do for you? Like, do they pay any of your bills? No. Okay. Do they put a roof over your head? No. Do they buy food for you? No. Why do you care what they say? If a person you're being hurt and affected by does not do anything for you, who cares? Okay, who cares? Like Psycho Dude over there. I mean, he was not in any way, shape, or form really benefiting me. So I mean, yeah, it's like he didn't benefit me all that much. Sadly, the first relationship I talked about, like I said, I was away from my family, so I was pretty much stuck dealing with his crap. I technically could have walked away from the relationship I was with. I could have walked away from that relationship, but I chose not to, because he was technically he was giving me a relationship where I didn't have to worry about sex. Okay, that is something he was giving me, to be honest. So I can't say he wasn't giving me anything. That's what he was giving me in return, which is something I actually valued a lot. Um, he was giving me that. He was giving me attention and all that stuff. I mean, so he kind of was giving me stuff. That's kind of what like kind of blindsided me. But the thing is, we can't be blindsided, okay? And my fault with that is that I valued other people spending time with me. I valued people spending time with me a lot, which is one of my downfalls. Um, know your faults, know your weaknesses. Like, I can tell you right now, one of my weaknesses is I have an abandonment issue, okay? If I lose friends or anything like that, I pretty much, I'm hurt for a bit, it's actually to the point, I want to say I kind of conquered that with, like, if a friend of mine unfriended me from Facebook, I pretty much go block them and pretty much decide that I no longer care about you anymore. Um, I try not to hold on to people as much because if they walk away, it would shatter me. Um, so yeah, yeah, even at a young age, um, I remember in I was in 7th grade, and my English teacher, she's really nice. Her name is Miss Vivian. And Miss Vivian, if you ever run into this, you're my teacher in 7th grade in English class at Michael Callahan Middle School back in 2001, 2002. I'm not sure what years they are, but you ended up having to leave. You left the state. So if you were a teacher around that time, that's your name. I believe that was her first name. I think. I can't even remember. But anyway, after she left, she left, and then we had another teacher take her place. And I won't lie, a teacher, I don't even remember his name, but he was really cool. He was like deep down, he was really cool, but at the time, looking back, like right now, me thinking about a teacher, like he was really cool. Like every Friday we play games, riddles and stuff like that, but past me didn't like him because he took a place of a teacher I really liked. So I was rebellious. I just pretty much, I mean, I flat out told him, like, I don't like you. Then the next thing I know, he left. And we had another teacher, and I feel really bad about that. And we had another teacher, and she wasn't really as fun, to be honest. She was more strict. She wanted me to do my work and everything. I just decided I'm gonna sit away from the students. I just pretty much sat in the big table in the back of the classroom by myself. But also around this time, I was like dealing with a lot of hardships at school anyway. I wasn't really liked by my peers anyway, and that just kind of, yeah. Um, I'm not gonna blame my crappy behavior on. No, I'm gonna blame my crappy behavior on that because that's kind of around where I think where some of depression and some of the all that stuff came in. But boo. Oh gosh, hang on. Ah, shoot, switch here, dude. Hey. Ah, oh, look at you with bubbles all over the place. Ah, gosh, you're running around blowing spit bubbles. Okay, look, I'm almost done with this recording. Okay, yeah. Um, I had actually told this teacher that I didn't like her either, and she's all like, "I don't care." It's like, oh, okay then. But she wanted the. Looking back at it, all she wanted me to do was do my best in class, participate in everything. She's an older black teacher and all that stuff. So, oh no 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 no. Oh no, where's the pause button? Where's the pause button? No, no. So I feel deep down, all she really wanted was for me to participate in everything. And I was going through my yearbook from that year. Not that long ago. Probably like um, probably about like 3, 4 years ago or so. I was going through that yearbook and actually saw what she wrote in there. And she wrote down, "I wish you would participate with everybody instead of doing your own thing." And I didn't really read it that well when I was in 7th grade, and like now that I'm older, I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, like this lady did nothing to her. This lady did nothing. I just pretty much like it's kind of like a complete dick to her, you know. And yeah, but yeah, if you sometimes your own insecurities and everything can hinder you and can like get you roped into really bad relationships or relationships with people you shouldn't be with because you just decided that yeah you know um yeah even if after you get out of a bad relationship you need to stay strong. It's gotta hurt for a bit, it's gotta hurt. Everybody knows it's gotta hurt. um but you gotta stay strong. You can't just give up and everything. You gotta fight on. And there's somebody there waiting for you, okay? There's There's gotta be somebody there waiting for you. It may be maybe a little bit later on in life. I mean, if you're like in high school, you're like, oh no, I'm always gonna be single or something. No, you're not. Okay, you're in high school. You're fine. You should be like reading books and everything. Find your passion. Find yourself. Find your goals. You know, surround yourself with like-minded individuals. That's all that's left in my bottle, boo. Like surround yourself with like-minded individuals. You know, um, go into a trade. Get your life together. If you get your life together, because the more your life is together, the easier it is to find the best person for you, and you won't have to settle for. You won't have to settle for trash. Okay, you won't have to. Oh, that's a good one. You won't have to settle for toxic people because you feel you can't get any better. No, you got to be that strong. You got to be a strong person. You know, knowing your worth. And boo, what are you doing? Stop being weird. You gotta find your worth. Set your rules. Set your rules. Set your goals. To be honest, I mean, if that's how you feel that you're gonna be alone forever, set up set up steps you want to do. Maybe you want to finish school. Finish school. Maybe get a good paid job. Get a house. Get a car. Etc. Have yourself established. If you have yourself established, the people that are ooh, that's stinky. Look, here's the thing. The people that are abusive, either physically, mentally, most of them, a good bit of them, I'm not saying all of them, okay? Most of them prey on people that are low self-esteem, don't have anything at all, so that way they can offer everything to you. They want a way to trap you. They want a way to lure you in and trap you. And if they don't have that power over you, they don't got that power over you. They're just gonna move on to the next person. Mm. Sun kissed. But yeah, they're gonna run off to that next person, and they're not gonna even mess with you because they can't trap you. Okay, abusive relationships are nothing more than traps. They see that they can provide you with something, and they're probably trash too. They're probably trashy people that nobody probably wanted. So they're like, well, I need to get somebody that'll be able that I can like lure in, and then they find and they lure you. You know, those are pretty much abusive relationships. There's also like grooming relationships with like older people and younger people sending nudes and all that stuff for money and everything like that. That's been going on along a lot too. Yeah. Don't send nudies out. You know, if you're like a kid and like this 30-something-year-old or 40-something-year-old or 20-something-year-old's like, hey, send me a picture of your titties. Be all like, no, I don't want to send you pictures of my titties. And they're like, oh, but I'm like a popular YouTuber and I make like $1 million a year. Show me your titties for money. Be like, no, you're weird. Like, please, no, don't. Stop, don't come back. Um, yeah, that's another thing. I guess that's another type of abusive relationship as well. Can't really speak on it. I mean, I could, cause yeah, I don't know how many. I've done some. I don't know how many people seen my boobs like back in the early 2000s. I kind of did that once. I actually sent out a. It only had my boobs on it, but a lot of people seen it back then, and yeah, it. Ooh, but that was before all this whole entire grooming thing and all that stuff was more. The internet was a very scary place back then. I ain't gonna lie. It was very scary. Looking back at it, it was terrifying, and I'm not sure how a lot of us survived it, to be honest. It was like a very unregulated mess, but it was an unregulated mess, and a lot of us are still nostalgic for it. I won't even lie. But yeah, yeah, that's my lesson on toxic relationships. Like I said, if you're in a toxic relationship, if you're in an abusive relationship, go seek help. Especially if it's physically abusive, Like, if you ever feel your life is in danger, please go. Don't be like, oh no, nothing's gonna happen, etc., etc., because that's what happened to an old coworker of mine, and she is now sadly dead. Um, she, her boyfriend her ex boyfriend just got out of jail, and she decided that she was going to talk to him and give him another chance and everything. And we all said, no, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. He's gonna hurt you. And we get a call. It was Memorial Day. It was Memorial Day weekend. It was on that Monday actually. We got a call from one of the supervisors at work saying that her mother, my old coworkers, our coworker's mother, have found our coworker dead on the kitchen floor by her ex and everything like that. They caught him. They gave him. I think they gave him like 10 years in jail or something. It's something stupid like that. I mean, but it's like It's like he was abusive. It's like it's like he shouldn't have been out. He was already in jail for abuse and trying to kill somebody already. Why they let him out, we don't know. But um, the thing is, if somebody has a past of violence, run away. Um, just check that all out and everything. Look them up. Do a search history for them if you need to. Make sure they are clear, they are clean. If anybody tells you that, hey, this person had hurt me, and you find any type of aggressive towards them from them, run the other way. Okay, your life isn't worth oh no, he would never hurt me or something like that. No, your life isn't worth it. Okay, it takes just one time making that mistake of, oh no, he'll never hurt me, for him to actually hurt and kill you. I shouldn't be saying him. I mean, if females can do it too. Um, yeah, but it pretty much it's like, oh no, they'll never hurt me, etc. Yeah, they that may be a good time they're gonna actually hurt you. I mean, yeah. I'm just saying. You gotta take care of yourself. In the words of Jerry Springer, take care of yourself and each other. Like, take care of yourself and everything. Stay safe and all that stuff. I hope you enjoyed this little session I just had. I think it's close to an hour. I am sorry for this very long video. I think it's close to an hour. When I paused the last, it was like 48. Yeah, it's about 57 minutes. Oh my gosh, guys, I am so sorry. It's like almost a whole gig on my computer. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoy this. Feel free to leave comments below. And I'll see you guys next time.